Well, this is my first YouTube video, and I want to talk about the potential of Dwight going to either Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, staying in LA, or going to the Oakland Warriors. You know, I want to talk about the truth. And what really pisses me off about what people are saying. For example, a lot of Mavericks fans are saying that Dirk Nowitzki is better than James Harden at this point, and that's completely not true. At this point, Dirk is not better than Harden. I know what happened. I know that Mavericks, they lost Dirk for 1/3 of the season. I understand that, and I understand that could be a reason why they didn't make the playoffs, and it makes sense. I'm not knocking y'all people because of that. It's the truth. And let me put this out real quick. I am kind of biased about a lot of things, I guess, even though I'm pretty sure I'm in the middle and just I'm a fan. I'm a basketball fan, period, and I really love basketball. But I'm from Houston, so I'm gonna be a Houston Rockets fan regardless. I don't care if we suck or not, but I'm not gonna lie about things. For example, I just hate that when people say, "Oh, if the Mavericks would have had Dirk, the Rockets would have made the playoffs." Well, in that case, the Lakers wouldn't make the playoffs neither because they ended up with the same exact record as the Houston Rockets. Don't believe me? Look it up. You know, when they say Harden hasn't accomplished anything, so why would Dwight go to Houston? You know, Harden is barely 23 years old. Nobody understands that. Like, what are you expecting to have? You know, uh, 3 MVPs already and 7 rings with five Finals MVPs and all these other stuff. I mean, I think he accomplished a lot already. He went to the Olympics. He has a gold medal. He's a sixth man of the year. Could have been most improved. But Paul George also deserved this, so I'm not gonna knock him for anything. You know, the Mavs are obviously saying they can make a super team. And I'm not gonna say it's not possible. I'm just gonna say it like this: there's only one superstar right now in free agency. There's only one. Chris Paul is not. He's not in the conversation anymore. He is a superstar, obviously. Even better than Dwight in my opinion. But he's not even in the conversation right now because you know, he's already taken. He's already gonna stay in the Clippers, and it's already been reported and everything. So the Mavericks really have nothing to offer. Nothing. Okay, he'll be the face of the franchise. So what? What does that do? Nothing. He could be he wants to be the face of something. He could go to Bobcats right now, and he could actually make a super team over there. Reason why is they get rid of a whole bunch of cap. And come on, the Mavs they still have to get rid of Shawn Marion just to sign Dwight. How can you? How are you gonna make another? How are you gonna get somebody else when you don't even have trade assets neither? You can't get Rondo. They want to get Rondo. I understand if you get Rondo, Dirk, and Dwight. Now that's scary, because you have Rondo. You get in the paint and you can pass it out. To the Dirk or Dwight. You can make plays. I understand that, but who are they gonna trade for Rondo? They have no trade assets. No, they can't do that. Dirk is still he's still a superstar to me. He's a star. He's not a superstar. He's a star though. But he's what 35 or something like that. Where is he going? He's almost done. Like give him 3 years and it's over. And it's the truth. So I don't think he's going to the Mavs. He could stay in the Lakers, and I'm gonna give you a reason why. Because the Lakers, not because of the Lakers, because they're in LA. Just because of that. Because they're in LA, they got Hollywood. They're offering him his TV show and all these other stuff. So if he stays in LA, I wouldn't say he's stupid. But the fact that he's gonna stay with Kobe and he's gonna come off, come. All right, look. Let's say Kobe comes back by December. All those losses they're gonna get before that are gonna stack up. They're not gonna make the playoffs next season. I don't care if Dwight stays. He's not. They're not gonna make playoffs. They got swept in the playoffs without Kobe. Without Kobe, they're not even gonna win anything. I don't even think. I don't know who are they gonna be. They could probably be the Wizards, Bobcats, teams like that. But They're not gonna go against the Grizzlies and beat them. They're not gonna go against anybody in the Western Conference that's supposed to be in the playoffs. They're not gonna beat them without Kobe. So all those losses are gonna stack up, and by the time they get to when Kobe comes back, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be way too late for Kobe to even change anything. You know. So the other thing is they have cap. They do have cap for next season. But now let's be realistic. People keep saying LeBron. Bro, LeBron is a team. He's a player option if he wants to leave Miami. If he wants to, and I doubt he wants to leave. And if he leaves, he's not gonna go to LA. He already did this once. Why would he do it twice? You know, if he does leave, he's gonna go back to Cleveland. He's not gonna go to LA. He's not. He's not. You know, he already understands I'm the best. So players are gonna come to him. If D Wade and Chris Bosh leave, somebody else can come play him. We know. Okay, I'm sorry, come play with him. All right. So, all right, Carmelo Anthony, the only other superstar actually that's gonna be a free agent. Carmelo is not leaving NYC. That's his hometown. Why would he leave his hometown to go play in LA in another effed up situation? Like, you gotta be realistic. Carmelo is not leaving it. He's not leaving NYC for LA. He's not leaving New York. He's not. So what do the Lakers really have to offer? You know, I don't know if they still have the same pedigree that they will always be remembered by, because it all went down the toilet when Jerry Buss died. So, you know, let's be honest. Look what Jim and Jerry's daughters doing. I don't know, Jenny. I forgot her name. But look what they're doing with the team. They're not really doing the right thing. You know. So Jerry's gone. The Lakers are gone, in my opinion. But they're still in LA, so they're always gonna get superstars. Always gonna get good players, the players that they want, just because they're in LA and people want to live in LA. So I'm not gonna be standing up here saying, oh, you know, Dallas, Houston, or Atlanta, or any other team. They don't have the same city LA does. You know. So shit, I'm from Houston, but you tell me you rather live in LA, Miami, you rather live in New York. Well, I'm not in New York. I wouldn't want to live in New York. There's too many people, and you know, it's just buildings and stuff. But I would rather live in LA or Miami than living here in Houston. But same time, Houston is Houston. So, all right. So let's say the Lakers are also saying that they had a better record than Houston, and how is Houston better than the Lakers, and blah 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 blah. Alright, listen, they did not do better than Houston because they had the same exact record. I'm telling you this, man. They had the same record. Look it up. You know, I keep trying to tell people, they don't understand that. Now, yeah, had the same. I mean, I'm sorry, LA had the same record with Dwight. Now, subtract Dwight and add it to Houston. Now you're adding power to Houston and subtracting from LA. How does that make LA better if they keep Dwight? Then Houston doesn't make them better. But Dwight leaving for Houston makes Dwight, alright, it puts Dwight in a better situation than staying in LA. It really does. Now, let's talk about Atlanta. Atlanta is talking about a super team, and that's all they can offer him. And say, oh, this is your hometown, come play with us. But he doesn't want to go back. He already said that. And the super team is impossible, like I said before, because Chris Paul's not in the running anymore. Chris Paul, you know, Chris made the right decision by staying in the Clipper line. He really did make the right decision. Like, I can't even knock him for staying over there. You know, he would be stupid to leave the Clippers. Like, they kept saying, oh, Houston could do a sign and trade and blah blah blah. Stupid. No, like, he doesn't fit with Houston. He doesn't fit with the Warriors because Steph Curry. He doesn't fit anywhere. Like, he had to stay in the Clippers. You know, he had to stay with the Clippers. He had to. It would have been stupid for him to leave. So Atlanta has nobody to offer. They're gonna keep Josh Smith. That's stupid. Because if you keep Josh Smith, you gotta keep Horford, and you're gonna keep Dwight, and that's the whole front court. And you're gonna have to bench somebody. You feel me? Like, that was stupid. You can put him in small forward, but then at the same time, you wouldn't have any range. That means everybody will be clogged in the paint because Smith has no range, and that would be whoever says he has range is lying. Like, come on. So Atlanta is automatically knocked off. Like they have no possibility of signing Dwight. But he did sign. You never know because it's Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard doesn't know how to make his decisions. So the Warriors, the Warriors could get a super team, but people don't realize this. Do you really think the Lakers are gonna trade Dwight Howard for anybody, knowing that they have cap next season? Like they will be really stupid to trade with the Warriors unless you're getting Steph Curry, you know. And if they give Steph Curry for Dwight Howard, then what's the whole point of getting Dwight? You're not gonna get the finals without Steph Curry and Dwight Howard. You feel me? So the Warriors are knocked off. Now Houston. People keep saying that the McHale system. There is no McHale system. McHale does not run the system. He had to run the system. He had to run because they don't even have a post player. The Rockets don't have a post player zero. Like nothing. Who? Oh, they had Patterson for a little bit. You know, he was doing good. I don't know why they traded him for Thomas Robinson, but at the end of the day, we got 2 second round picks and 2 stashes. So, you know, they had no post players, so they had to run pick and roll the whole season. That's all they ran. So they had to play up tempo too because they have a young team. Like you have to run the best plays for your team. You can't run a system where you don't have a post player, but you're gonna put James Harden in the post. You can't put James in the post. Come on, he's not even a post player. Like straight up, Omar Ashik has no post game, zero, period, nothing. You know who does have a post game though? Demo. That dude, he really does have a post game, but he's weak. Like if he could build up some muscle, he could play defense, but he's weak. Like straight up. That's why. That's the only reason I like him because he's weak. But also people are saying the Rockets. Well, the Rockets won't be good enough to win next season. Okay, and I accept that. They might not. They might not. But they have a young team. Like LeBron James came in the league. He's not the same player he is now. You know, this is only what James Harden's third season. Jermaine his first real season. Chandler Parsons his second season. Omer Ashik his first starting season. Terrence Jones didn't even get to play. He played in the D League the whole year because, and at the end of the year he went off. Patrick Beverly barely played like 1/4 of the season, and the playoffs he did very well. So then they say, oh well, the Rockets do have to trade players to get Dwight. No, they're done. They have the cap to sign him right now. They already traded off Thomas Robinson. They have 2 stashes in international places, 2 second-round picks, plus the second-round picks the Rockets have for next season, and the first-round pick. And they also have Garcia in their pocket because Garcia said he's coming back to Houston, taking a pay cut. So he's gonna get a veteran's minimum, and he's gonna come back to Houston. We're gonna have they're already talking to Corey Brewer or whatever. I think that's his name. I know who he is though. Plays for the Denver Nuggets. Great defensive player, has range. We wanted Dunleavy, but I think he signed with the Bulls already. So we're not getting him. The Rockets have potential, and this is the thing that people underrate. They might not win next season, but they have potential. All right, now they're talking about trading for Josh Smith, which is really possible because you get Omar Ashik and add Terrence Jones. Trade it could happen. They would accept it. I don't think they would decline it because Josh Smith is on his way out anyway. So they have to take something. Now trading, let's say Jermaine and Omar Ashik for Josh Smith, that leaves like $5 million in the table right there. Like that means you're getting Josh Smith back and you're having $5 million and for cap space. I mean you could sign another point guard. Patrick Beverly, in my opinion, is a better fit than Jermaine for this team. But as soon as you get Dwight Howard, then you're talking about a pick and roll team. You're talking about Tyson Chandler and Jermaine in New York City. That's what you're talking about. So at the same time, if they do get Josh Smith in that sign and trade deal, the Rockets will be and will have the best front court defense in the whole league. Come on, we're talking about 2 shot blockers, great defenders, and and it's almost impossible now to it's almost impossible to even score on that team, even with Omar Ashik and Dwight Howard themselves. Now they keep saying, well, Dwight is gonna mess up any team's chemistry. I think that's a myth because when you have a coach like Kevin McHale, and you have a coach like Doc Rivers, you have a coach um like Pop, they can control the players. Come on, Kevin Garnett came in the league. Who coached them? Don't worry, I'll wait. You know, Kevin Garnett was molded by Kevin McHale. Kevin Garnett didn't even go. I don't think he went to college. Did he go? He did not go to college. He came straight from high school. You know, immature kid who, you know, he was just a mess. Like, come on. You know, he was coming from illegal troubles to the NBA and stuff like that. And McHale, you know, put him in his place. Then, you know, he drafted him. Al Jefferson. Also, he was coached by Kevin McHale. Look at his post game. You know, all these players, Kevin Love, they all learn off Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale is the best uh, player, in my opinion. He's the best player in the post ever. Better than Hakeem because look at his post. Like, this dude had a counter for his counters. Like, straight up. McHale is the best coach for post players as well because look what he did with KG, Kevin Love, and Al Jefferson. Now, you know, there's a lot of things underrated about Houston. Really underrated. I can't even count them anymore. It's just I can't believe they're saying a whole bunch. Oh, Houston sucks. I mean, I was watching Jalen Rose the other day, and Jalen Rose said that Houston is the top five basketball. I mean, city for black NBA basketball players, and that makes sense to me. You know, even rappers like calling Houston the second home. So, you know, Houston has his things, and they all come out at night. And the day, you know, Houston just has the Galleria. Um, they have, and you go fishing, you can go stuff like that. But at night, that's when it goes down in Houston. So you had that. I don't know, just the fact that they also talk about endorsement deals in LA. Being by yourself in Dallas. I think if you're gonna get endorsement deals, I don't think it's gonna work in LA because Kobe is gonna suck all of them up. Kobe's like a sponge. Like he's there and he's gonna get everything. I bet next season he's not even gonna be playing, but he's gonna be getting endorsement deals for like fucking pain relieving and shit like that for his Achilles injuries. I don't even know. Like straight up, like he's gonna get things happen for him, even if he doesn't try. You know, so in Dallas by himself he could because he's gonna be a lone star. Like you know he's gonna be by himself. Dirk doesn't really attract the spotlight, so he's not gonna get anything like usually. But Dwight will suck up a lot of stuff in Dallas, I believe. But in Houston, we're talking about we don't know who's gonna be the superstar. If it's James Harden or Dwight Howard, in my opinion, Dwight Howard is a better player than James Harden because of the stuff impact he has in the game. Like nobody understands the impact Dwight has. He just didn't fit in LA. Period. Come on, when you have Steve Nash and Kobe, like really, like what is Kobe supposed to do? Kobe wants the ball every single possession. Steve Nash is not effective without the ball. Like why is he there? You feel me? So they didn't have no chemistry. Period. Dwight did not belong there. And if you add him to Houston, then in that case we're talking about James Harden and him sharing the spotlight, and I don't think that either of them are gonna be, oh, I'm better than you because defensively the captain will be Dwight Howard because James Harden can't play defense to save his life, and James Harden will be captain offense, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Um, so there's a lot of things people underestimate about Houston. The city's not as good as LA. I've said this before, but it's certainly better than well, I guess depends who. It depends who. It could be better than Atlanta. Atlanta could be better than Houston. Some people, but you know Dallas, Houston, and Atlanta have the same cities. You know, in a way they have the same city. Houston has its own culture. Atlanta has its own culture. I don't know what Dallas's culture is in music really, because they kind of do take away from Houston. Houston is, you know, the main city of Chopped and Screwed, and this is where it was born and everything. So Dallas kind of sucks that out. Atlanta is the South, So it is kind of like Houston. They do have the little trap music and stuff like that. Dwight Howard was raised in Atlanta, so he might like Atlanta. But at the end of the day, wherever Dwight goes, it's you know I think it's either LA, Houston. Cause if you're gonna go to Dallas, you might as well stay in LA. Like if you're gonna go to Atlanta, you're stupid. If you're gonna go to the Warriors, well, I guess it could be good if they don't take away Stephen Curry. But Clay's probably gonna get traded, and Clay and somebody else. And at the end of the day, that's dumb because then you're taking away the whole point of the whole team. The Warriors are just hoping that, oh hey, we might get next super team, but they forget that you have to subtract people from your team to put Dwight in it. Like they don't have the cap. They had the cap, and they had this team right now. They would probably win. And saying that they won't win a championship in Houston is kind of crazy as well. The only team that I think could put a beating on Houston will be OKC, and reason why is because they have Kevin Durant. They have Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant could take over a game by himself anytime. You know, but can you please tell me what's Miami's biggest problem? And it's in the paint. It's in the paint. They can't even get rebounds. Like having Josh Smith or Omer Ashik and Dwight Howard in the paint. Now you just demolish the Miami Heat for real. Like they'll demolish them. Like let's not forget that Houston has the best offense right now. And now take over Omarashi. He can't catch the ball. He cannot. He cannot even finish at the rim. Really, take him off and add Dwight Howard. That's even better offense. And then that's gonna fix a lot of defensive problems as well when you put Josh Smith in the conversation. So let's not forget Houston didn't play with a power forward the whole season. Let's not forget that they did not have a power forward in the position. They played small ball. So no defense. Now think about all that stuff and reconsider what you were thinking. Like Houston is the best place. It's the best place, but LA is still LA. So that's why I even them out. But Houston in the basketball way is undoubtedly the best place you can go to. Just saying. That's really much all I have to say. I just gotta get that off my chest. Thank you.